Good morning, everyone. It's Sal, Stretford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing fine. And I hope everyone is recovering from the elements that was last night, which was absolutely atrocious, absolutely ridiculous. We're going to get into that. Before I start, guys, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Smash a like on the video, all that jazz. That'd be absolutely fantastic if you guys can do that for me. Of course, guys. Now, look. Having analysed what has been going on over this last 24 hours in particular, not even 24 hours, it's only a few hours, isn't it, since we lost 2-1 and were knocked out of the FA Cup at the first hurdle, guys. 2-1 against Brighton and Hove Albion. Now, that is the first time since 1914, 1915. This is the first time since that date that Man United won't be playing more than 40 games in a season. Absolutely incredible. And what I would say is this. What I found funny and what I found absolutely hilarious is the defensive mechanisms of the Ruben Amorim outers. The idiotic turning on the board, right? Now, look, let me just clarify something for everyone in regards to this turning on the board, right? We were telling you this from the start. Ineos are the problem. The Glazers are the problem. Jim is the problem. Barada, Wilcox. We've been saying that from the start. The manager's not the problem. The board is the problem. Now you're using the board to cover up your incompetencies in regards to your dead opinions, guys. And this is what's happened. Now, with all due respect, I've seen a lot of them. Oh, well, maybe I was wrong about Ineos. Ineos are the problem. We got to start targeting the problem with Ineos. They're not mentioning that maybe they got it wrong about the manager. The manager who in 14 months defeated Chelsea, Liverpool, Manchester City, Arsenal in 14 months. But you just use the Grimsby game is the one that you keep poking the Grimsby. But what about Grimsby? That's all they keep doing. When you're laying the foundations on trying to change a football club, which he's trying to do, change the football club, laying a foundation to try and change the football club, there's going to be turbulence, guys. It's not going to be smooth sailing. These people don't understand that. We've lost against Grimsby's before. We've drawn against non-league teams before. It's happened before. But we've also beaten Liverpool away. We've also beaten Chelsea. We beat Arsenal with 10 men away from home. We've beaten Manchester City at the Etihad. We've also done things like that, which shows you there is progress, which shows you there is potential. Right? All these people got their wish. They got their wish. They Ruben Amorim's out, but none of them are going to admit it. No matter what, none of them are going to admit that they got it wrong. The narcissism is just oozing through here. They got it wrong. Right? Now, there's no turning back, guys. It's over. It's over. It's no turning back. We're out of the FA Cup. Ruben Amorim's gone. We move on. And like I said yesterday, there's only a couple of candidates that I look at and I think, yeah, that is the guy. That's the guy. That's the guy I want. But there's no one out there. Why would Luis Enrique walk into this absolute shit show? Why would he do that? Why would he jeopardize his reputation for this? People look at things in absolutes. They look at things in absolutes. They look at things on a very dumbed down level of football, which is stats and goals and scores. That will come. But when you're trying to change a culture, you're trying to change a football club that has been rotten to the core for about 15 years, there's going to be turbulence. There's going to be bumps on the road. You're going to get the Grimsby result. You're going to get the Everton result. You're going to do that. That's going to happen. But ultimately, in the long term, not 14 months, in the long term, you're going to feel the fruits of your labor. You are going to be better. We had a 4 out of 10 window last year, right? In the summer, sorry. We had a 4 out of 10 window. 4 out of 10 window when we came 15th, and it was quite obvious we needed right wing backs, left wing backs, midfielders, strikers, everything, guys. A 4 out of 10 window. We had the AFCON, which Ineos didn't even concentrate on. They didn't even think about it. It's something we've been saying for months. Ineos didn't even think about the AFCON. They didn't even have it up here, quite obviously. They neglected the fact that we're going to be missing 3 of our best players. They neglected that fact and didn't take into account that, oh, we might have injuries as well. Some players might be injured as well. Ineos are to blame. Glazers are to blame all day long. We've been preaching this for months. No one needs to tell me about Ineos and the Glazers when I've been doing it for 20 years about the Glazers. 20 years. Right? I've done a 58th minute walkout 8 years ago. No one needs to tell me about what, I've been doing this for 10 years. Guys, these people facilitators, they were wrong about Amram, so now they're going on the Ineos train. They're on there, choo-choo, we're on the Ineos train, choo-choo, we're coming along as well, choo-choo, we're coming because we want to blame Ineos so we can divert the attention away from our incompetent opinions. It's exactly what it is. It's ridiculous. You think I can't see the wood from the trees? I can see all you lot, guys. I see you. Oh, Ineos. Yeah, of course, Ineos. Your dead opinions. Oh, Amram wasn't good enough. What, 3 points on fourth? We were literally a squad away, a couple of players away, guys, from defeating the likes of West Ham, from defeating the likes of Bournemouth and Wolves. And then where we would be in the league? Our squad is not strong enough. Look at the Wolves game. Look at the Bournemouth game. Look at our squad. Look at the Villa game. Our squad is not good enough. And then we were so close as well. We were 3 points from fourth. Still. And then here we go. Just take the wheels from right off it. And not because of football, but because of ego. Because of narcissism. Because I don't want to be called out in the media. Come on, you can't say nothing then. Is this a dictatorship? Is this a dictatorship? Because at the end of the day, Ruben Amram didn't swear at his mum. He said, basically, I need players. That's what I need. That's what I need. I need players. Now, all you YouTubers, all you big content creators are calling Ruben Amram out. Don't give me this Ineos crap. Because you are an Ineos bootlicker. You are an Ineos bootlicker because you are the ones that fed into the narrative. That, it's the manager again. 10 times in 12 years, by the way. 10 times in 12 years. Oh, it's the manager. It's the manager's fault. Now, when you're realizing, actually, it might not be the manager, let me turn around to Ineos and let me go after Ineos. What we've been doing from the start. Pathetic. At least own it. Say, look, we may be wrong about Amram. Look, guys, Amram is no saint. But at the end of the day, you can't be a saint in a world full of devils, especially at Old Trafford. Because at the end of the day, right, he was trying to change everything. Trying to completely U-turn Man United from a banter club into a league challenging club. And I said it, we will become that. Don't worry about that. Sooner rather than later. I banged the drum. Sooner rather than later, we're going to be challenging for that league. Sooner rather than under Amram, because you're trying to change a culture. I've watched Portuguese TV. I've been watching Portuguese TV and they've been going on about it, saying that the Ruben Amram sacking was shocking. Is that what do Man United want a future? Do they want to succeed? Do they know that sometimes when you're trying to change a whole football club, there's going to be rocky roads. There's going to be humps in the road. There's going to be turbulence. You know that, don't you? They don't. I don't understand these people. I really don't. I really don't understand these people. And they come on here, patronizing me about Ineos. I don't want to hear you Amram outers talking about Ineos. I don't want to hear zip it, quiet. Because they have no right to talk anymore. They have no right to talk because they are sabotaging this football club. Yeah, everyone's entitled to their opinion, not when it sabotages our football club. Because that is what they've done. Ruben Amram will not come back. There is such a small pool of good managers out there right now. It's actually one of the worst pool of managers that I've ever seen. Now, the only one that I said that I could look at and say, okay, this is the guy for me, is Luis Enrique. But why the hell would Luis Enrique come to Man United? Looking at this shit show, looking at this, why would he come to Man United? It'd be absolutely insane to ruin his legacy. You've had all the clues. Troy Deeney is schooling Man United fans. Troy bloody Deeney. For goodness sake, is schooling Man United fans and telling them about sacking Ruben Amram and educating them. It's ridiculous, guys. We're really down in the dumps. Alan Pardew and TalkSport is kind of admitting that he got it wrong. Because we know that the problems are deeper than the manager. And it always has been. It's always been deeper than the manager. Nobody is going to succeed. Just like we haven't for the last 12 years. Nobody is going to succeed if we have this petulant, immature, a lack of patience in this football club. And you have to have thick skin. The board should be called out, but the board should have thick skin. You want to be a winner, right? You want to be a winning football team. You want to challenge for leagues and Champions League. You need bloody thick skin. Not just with every little criticism, which it was just criticism. Oh, sack him now, sack him now. It's ridiculous. We're weak. We got a weak ownership that can't take a bit of criticism. What about that? What about that? Absolute frauds, a lot of them. I'm telling you, absolute frauds, a lot of them. Man United are out of the FA Cup. Man United will only play 40 games this season for the first time since 1914, 15, something like that. Absolutely mad. They're breaking records, Ineos. By all means, fantastic. Well done. They're breaking records. They're doing it. They're doing the business. Well done. They're doing the business. They're breaking records, but in a negative way. You know, and to be honest with you, I think this is the final nail in our coffin. I really do. I can't see no way back from this unless they do something miraculous right now. We've forgotten about the transfer window. Don't worry about that. The transfer window's gone. They're not even thinking about the transfer window. Forget about the transfer window. There's no transfer window because they're concentrating on the interim manager, which will obviously be Darren Fletcher or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer or Michael Carrick, wouldn't it? One of those. It'd be one of those guys, wouldn't it? You know, at the end of the day, it's an absolute farce. An absolute farce. And you know what, guys, listen, look at the way Man United played yesterday. We had no structure. We had no idea. We were clueless. We're not getting better under Ruben Amorim. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. We're not getting good under Ruben Amorim. We're third in every flipping important XG. There is chances created, goals scored. What do you want? 3 points from fourth. What do you want with a 4 out of 10 window? We were right there. We were right there. And I said to you guys, we're going to get Champions League. We're going to get the Champions League. Now we're not going to get Champions League. Forget about it. You think that we're going to be playing one game a week? You think that helps? That these players are going to be sitting on their backside for a couple of 3 days a week? It's a joke, guys. It really is. It really is a joke. You know, and I'm telling you right now, all those Ruben Amorim outers, over there on big channels, they need to hold it and stop making excuses. Stop making excuses. Stop using Ineos as a cover-up because we knew about Ineos before you started talking about sacking the manager. We knew about Ineos. We were talking about Ineos from the start. Why do you think we don't... Look, listen, guys. I've been on channels. I've been on various channels and people were baffed. Why do you support Amorim? Why do you support Amorim? Because I know what it takes to be a success. These kids don't know what it takes to be a success. They feed off vibes. That's all they do. They feed off vibes. And some of them have big platforms. And when you've got big platforms and big mouths, it's dangerous for the football club. So they will be called out. And if someone doesn't like your opinion, doesn't mean they're being rude either. Doesn't mean they're attacking you. Right? Let me tell you that right now. They're telling you, you got it wrong. Hold it. You got it wrong. Right? Amorim was the guy. He was the guy. And look, guys, we would still be in the FA Cup today, I guarantee you. I posted a video on Twitter about Michael Carrick, what he said about the Brighton game in October. And he was saying that Man United are getting there. They're playing very good football and blah, blah, blah. Listen, guys, we were dominating games. We're starting to dominate games. We're starting to see patterns of play. We were having more possession. We're having more chances. We're scoring more goals. It was slowly starting to get there. And we just need to bring some players in. That's it. You know what I mean? And it would have been signed, sealed, delivered. You know what I mean, guys? And we've just taken the rug from under our feet. And that's it. That's what we've done. And here we go again. 2018 called. You know what I mean? Here we go again, guys. You know, and we don't want success. These fans don't want success. These fans should not talk now. Because if we fail to qualify for the Champions League, guys, I don't want to hear one word from them. I don't want to hear no word from them. I don't want to hear anyone talking about Ineos because you are a facilitator to the Ineos. You are a bootlicker to Ineos because you targeted the manager when they gave the manager a 4 out of 10 window and expected miracles from players that have been at this club, flattering to deceive, underachieving for 12 years. You are to blame. We've had 3 bloody first-team signings. You absolute frauds. Clowns. Honestly. Guys, absolutely. Guys, thank you everyone for joining me. I hope you're well. Let me just read out some of your comments. Big up the legends in the chat. I hope you're doing well. Big up my guy. Noah, Glazers out, Ineos out. Don't want to hear it, Noah. You were Ineos. You were Amram out, mate. You were Amram out. I don't want to hear Ineos Glazers. You're Ineos bootlicker, mate. Absolutely, Noah. Manchester United will play 40 games of the season, the fewest they played in the season since 1914-15, when they played 39 games. That is a stat. That is a stat. Like, I mean, Manchester United Glazer, Ineos out. Amram outers were wrong, and they should apologize. Now they're jumping on the Ineos narrative when we were doing that from the start. Absolutely, all bars one. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. Big up my friend Kenny. Big up my friend. Big up Sanjay. Hope you're doing well. Big up Sam, mate. We're doing well. And big up Kenny. And thank you for being a member, Kenny. Much love, my brother. As usual, ex-Man United pundits need to realize that Man United DNA doesn't exist anymore. What they don't understand is what I would say, Kenny, in regards to that. They don't understand what Man United DNA is. A big part of Man United's DNA, right? A big part of that is adversity. Man United came from adversity, right? That's where Man United came from. We came from tragedy to being what we are, right? That's where we came from. We weren't born in a bed of roses. We weren't given success. We're not Man City. We're not Chelsea. We're not Newcastle. We weren't given success. We earned our way up. But one of the most important things about Man United's DNA, all right, which they keep banging on about, which they don't understand, is that we're patient and we're loyal and we're understanding. But now, since the Glazers and Ineos have been at this football club, they've ripped that up. That, as you said, Kenny, it no longer exists. Not under this ownership. It doesn't exist under this ownership. This ownership is finished. We got no DNA under this ownership. We got DNA of a bloody, how would I say it? A bloody wasp. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's the DNA we've got. A bloody slug. You know. Michael Carrick, front runner to be, more losing. Let's go. Sacked Middlesbrough manager. Let's go and get him, of course, guys. Big up, Mr. Alls. What's going on, my friend? The day they sacked Amram was the final nail in United's coffin. I am still gutted that they did not support the manager despite obvious improvements this season. But, I mean, you know what? I keep seeing the sound bites. Oh, Grimsby. What about Grimsby, bro? What about Grimsby? Look, guys, these guys have got a peanut for a brain when they talk about Grimsby. And if that didn't demonstrate to you, the Grimsby game, that it was not the manager, and by the way, your boy, Kobe Mainu, played in that game. If that didn't demonstrate how this team play when they want to play, I don't know how to help you, because you don't need a manager to beat Grimsby, right? That's what I'm talking about. You don't need a manager to beat Grimsby. And anyway, like I said, when you're trying to lay the foundations and you're trying to change a culture at the football club, you're trying to change a narrative of surrounding the football club, there's going to be turbulence. I've said that, right? But you guys can't take the turbulence. You can't take the turbulence. You're scared. I don't want to do that. I don't want to get him out of the football club. You're like panicking. You know what I mean? One defeat and it's like bloody walking into bloody Wall Street when the shares have increased. It's like that. You know what I mean? There's all papers everywhere, chaos. You know, we just need to have an element of calm. An element of calm. Just be calm. As Jose Mourinho said, calm down, calm down. Just a little bit of calmness, a little bit of understanding and context in what's going on. You know? Ole, ole, ole. Yeah. Yeah. Final. That will be a nail in the coffin. Good morning, Ephraim. Big up yourself. As we as fans, Amram to finish the season with the midfield signings, but these narcissistic people misunderstood us, calling us Amram sexuals, dumb and dumber. Exactly, Kenny. They can't articulate a proper argument, so they use insults, right? This was not about Amram. And we told them, and they just can't seem to get it in through their thick skull. This is not about Amram. This was about the ball. This is about not being back. This is about context. We're looking at the context. Now, yes, if Amram was 15th, 20th in the league, I would say, yeah, he needs to go. Like, we're terrible. But we weren't. And when you look at it, in 14 months, we beat in Chelsea, we beat in Liverpool, at Anfield, we beat Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, we beat Newcastle, we beat Arsenal, we beat Man City at the Etihad. We've beaten everyone. And then they bring up the Grimsby game. Oh, Grimsby in the bloody Mickey Mouse Cup. It's a Mickey Mouse Cup when we win it, isn't it? Who cares about the bloody Mickey Mouse Cup anyway? Crystal Palace and Glasner, your boy, lost to Macclesfield non-league. Does that mean he's a bad manager? Of course it doesn't. Ruben was the right man. He's the right man. He's the right man. Benny, he was the right man. The only bad time is that he's got the wrong owners right now. That's it. He needed to be backed. That's it. There's no such thing as wrong time. There's no such thing, Benny. That is a lie. There's no such thing as wrong man at right. There's a right man at the right time. He just needed to be backed. Big up the SB crew. Big up my friend Mark. Hope you're doing well. There's gonna be wins. There's gonna be pressure formations. Absolutely. Oh, what about the four at the back? How did that do? How's that going along? How's it doing? How's it going? Is it all right? The four at the back. The Tacticos minions coming on my stream with their 3-4. You know, we got to play 4-2-3-1. We got to play 4-3-3. How's that going? How's that going for you? Is that all right for you? It reminded me of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, those results. One thing you could say about Ruben Amorim, right? Under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and all these other teams, we've been losing 5s and 6s. We didn't do that under Ruben Amorim, did we? We weren't losing 5s and 6s, 6-1, 5-0, 4-0. We weren't doing that, were we? It's the no top manager with integrity would go to United as a coach to be dictated by exactly that, or Mr. Orst, exactly that. Why would someone like Luis Enrique, who's just won the Champions League, right, with a glowing record and a glowing CV now, as a young manager, you know, go to Man United? It'd be insane. It'd be insane. If I was related to Luis Enrique, and Luis asked me what. And he asked me, what do you think about going to Man United? I would say, do not go there. Do not go there. Do not go to Man United. I would tell him that if I was related to Luis Enrique. KG in a football terrorist says Ineos' intention is in the right place. Guys, are we living in fluffy clouds here? Is that My Little Pony? Is this the Care Bears? Is this Barney the dinosaur? Oh, they're in the right place. The heart's in the right place. Oh, their heart's in the right place. Oh. They're not going to give you a bloody VIP pass, bruv. Call it out as it is. You know what I mean? They were, listen, Ineos' heart is in the right place. Oh, their heart's in the right place. What heart in the right place? 4 out of 10 window in summer. Heart's in the right place. Crying out loud. Honest to God. Slavery mentality. Idiots. And I'm telling you right now, guys, I'm telling you with all due respect, and I respect some of these guys, need to wake up, man. Need to wake up. Need to wake up and smell the bloody coffee, man. I'm telling you right now, their heart's in the right place. Oh, they've had a good window. They tried their best. I don't give a shit about how they got a good window. They didn't. They had a 4 out of 10 window. Do not give me this. Do not piss on me and tell me it's raining. It is not. Guys, at the end of the day, Ineos facilitate the Glazers. They are an enemy of this football club. Their heart's in the right place. They facilitated the Glazers. They went to bed with the Glazers. They gave the Glazers mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. They gave the Glazers life support machine. That's what they gave them. Oh, their heart's in the right place. Yeah, Hitler's heart was in the right place, wasn't it? Wasn't it? According to him. You guys, man, you guys are like, honest to God, you guys, I swear to God, like, you know, you're mad. Them guys, they're just mad, honestly. Ephraim. So some of our fans need to wake up and concentrate on the main problem. Yeah, exactly. Ineos won't survive 2026 Glazers on their last life. I hope so. Too many YouTube fraudsters. I'm disgusted, Sal. These frauds change their tune faster than their panties. They are getting exposed bad right now. And I'm going to carry on exposing them because I told them and they wouldn't listen to me. And they're still going on. Oh, but Amram wasn't the guy. Amram was shit. Oh, no, remember. You guys are crazy. You think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, Darren Fletcher, and Michael Carrick are going to have long-term success at Man United. They're going to have boost. Red Bull FC. Boost, drop. Boost, drop. That's what they're going to have, guys. Red Bull FC. We're not going to have any sustained long-term success like this. You have to build long-term success. And as I said, there's going to be rocky roads. There's going to be turbulence. There's going to be bumps on the road. There's going to be times when you're going to think like, oh, shit, it's useless. There's going to be times like that. But you know what? The persistence is the reward. The patience is the reward. And patience is a virtue, as they say. You know, and unfortunately, we don't have that. So we're okay to have Carrick. We're okay to have Ole's at the wheel. Tell me how good does it do? You guys are absolute crazy. I feel like I'm in an asylum. One Flew Over the Bird's Nest with Jack Nicholson. That's what I feel like, guys. Honest to God, when I look at these people, I swear to God, guys, these people are absolute maniacs, absolute numbskulls. I'm telling you right now. And you know what? They're proving themselves to me every single day. You know, when I read the comment, oh, but I remember 3 points from fourth, guys. At the start of the season, I was shutting down people who were saying, do you know what? We should be happy with 8th. We should be happy with 7th. And those same people are moving the goalposts at the moment, right? And we were 3 points from 4th. Don't think I haven't forgotten anyone who was going on about the formation, who's going about that, who's going about. I told you guys, and you guys didn't listen, that the formation was not the bloody problem. You can have 3, you can have 4, you can have 5. And Ruben Amorim said that after the Grimsby game, actually. He said you can have 4, you can have 5, you can have 3. It doesn't matter. The problem is up here with these players. The problem is up here with these players. We needed new players. That's what we needed. He needed his team. We needed to invest in him properly. Not half-hearted crap with Werther's original sucking Jim Ratcliffe. We don't need that, guys. We needed a rebuild. In fact, unfortunately, we got a Lego rebuild. You know what I mean? P.S. It's KJ on the football terrace, not the leader of the directors delegate. It's not KG. No, it's not KG. You know what I mean? KJ, not KG. KG is very balanced on Saturday. I know what he means. I know it's KJ. And their heart's in the right place. You know what? Sometimes they put people on their channels, right? Let me tell you something. And I've been on the football terrace. They put people on their channels that are just so dumbed down to make themselves look better. I swear to you guys. Honest to God. Honest to God, I swear to you. Guys, why does the fan base need a manager to be sacked every time to understand the manager isn't the problem? The only because they are dumb. As simple as that. It's as simple as that, Sangni, my friend. Because they are dumb. Because they are. Look, guys, look. How many times do we have to go through this? How many times do we have to tell them? How many times? I was sitting here in this very spot when Erik ten Hag was sacked, right? And Erik ten Hag had 400 million spent on him, by the way. I understood that. But Erik ten Hag won 2 trophies, came 3rd place, right? And I said at that time, right, whatever you think about Erik ten Hag, I was not the biggest fan of Erik ten Hag, but I understood the context. So I said, it's not going to get fixed if we still got the same owners in charge of this football club making the decisions. It's not going to fix itself, no matter who you bring in. And lo and behold, thankfully, we had a manager that came in and understood the problems, got rid of the Rashfords, the Antonys, and all this jazz. They got rid of them, you know, and he was trying to change that mentality in this football club. But it's okay. You know, Mainu can go out and his brother can wear T-shirts, slandering the manager. He can go out. His sister can like tweets, Instagram posts and that. And it's not called that. Mainu doesn't condemn it, nothing, but it's okay. He can play the next day. You know what I mean? That's the sort of mentality they want, that these players can get away with what they want. They can do what they want. They get away with it because that's exactly what they want, isn't it? Because at the end of the day, Ineos don't care. They're after that regeneration project. They want a regeneration project. Once they got that regeneration project, that's it. They're there. That's it. You think they care about this football club? They don't care a dime about this football club. I'm telling you that right now, you know. Sal, the players do not look happy. The sacking apart from the ones who do not start the games. Exactly. Other ex-clubs on Terry Stream last night ripping us to pieces, saying play for a 4. It's for a 3-4-3. It's Amorim. We're going to get ripped to pieces. And like I said, we're going to get bantered, and we deserve to be bantered, guys. Nikki, we deserve to be bantered. We deserve it. I cannot show my face on anywhere because I'm embarrassed to be next to any of those fools. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed. Guys, I've been going to Man United games since the early 90s. My first game was 1990, guys. 26 years ago. It's when I first went to see Man United. Finally, after supporting the club for 4 years at that time, you know, and I went to my first game, not when we became successful like all these other Londoners. I started supporting Man United because my best friend was from Manchester, and he showed me the history of Man United. He gave me magazines and videotapes, and I got to know Man United. That's why I support Man United. Not because we became successful. Like love at Leytonstone folk. I started supporting Man United when we were on the upcome. I understood where we were. I sat there against Crystal Palace in a bloody 3-3 draw. Ian Wright and people like that. Do you know what I mean? And it went to a replay. I understood it. I understood. I know what we need. I know what a rebuild takes. You know what I mean? But these people, they started supporting Man United when we were successful, and they don't know about. They think just magically, bing, it happened. Bing, there you go. We were successful. Here we go. We were successful. Even in the class of 92, they don't understand that. And then they talk about DNA. Let's spin that DNA, shall we? Let's go after 1958. Let's go to the end of the 1960s, right? And let's go to that little period right there. From the late 1960s to pre-class of 92. Let me tell you this right now. We had 14 youth players come through. 14 only. And how many of them became elite? Tell me. Tell me. Tell me. And why didn't they become elite? Why? They were good players. Why didn't they become elite? Because the pressure was on. The pressure was on, and we were dying for success. We were in the position we are now. You know, and this is what we're talking about. In fact, we got relegated in 1974. This DNA myth, we've had two teams, Busby Babes, because we couldn't sign any players in that time. Money was fast, and we got the Busby Babes and class of 92 who came through with Cantona, Schmeichel, you know, and Cole and Giggs and Keane, and that's why they became successful. In between that period, this DNA thing did not exist. The Man United DNA, you don't know what Man United DNA, you've been supporting Man United since 2008. You know, you don't know about Man United's adversity, how we got to the DNA, how we got to the standard, should I say, how we got there. You only see the finished. You only see me when they're there. You only see Man United when they were there. You didn't see Man United when they were there. I saw them when they were there. You know, and this is why these people don't love the club. This is why they go on their channel and they make more thumbnails about Arsenal, and they gas Arsenal more than anyone else, than any other football club in the world. Look, at the end of the day, I can sit here and I could talk about Arsenal and say Arsenal, a great football team, very good football team, going to win the league, absolutely deserved, fantastic. But boy, oh boy, I would not kiss their backside, because I know the rivalry between Arsenal and Man United, for goodness sake. Honest to God, guys, I just come back from Italy only a couple of weeks ago. And, you know, when I'm in Naples, they always ask me, how Man United doing? What's going on with Man United? What's going on? I like Ruben Amorim. Ruben Amorim's a good manager. You need to give him time. You need to give him the finances and the money and blah, blah, you know. But here we go again. Don't worry about it. We got Kadek here. We got Kadek here. We got Solskjaer here. Absolutely. Listen. Sal, no top manager will come to us until we completely reset. As for now, we still have Ineos and the Glazer Muppets. So sad to see my beloved club in this state. Absolutely, Leeson. It's disgraceful. And that is true. Big up, Max. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Yes, Sal, most companies are authoritarian, and MSC is not any different. Absolutely. Most companies are authoritarian, and MSC, we're a dictatorship, not authoritarian. Amorim, big up, my friend. Big up. Flex, Side, Sam, all are Ineos bootlickers. I know they want their older VIP passes, isn't it? At the end of the day, my goodness me, crazy. Nikki, other clubs on Terry's stream last night ripping us to pieces, playing play 3-4-3. Ammerman saying, wake up, it's your players. They're idiots, mate. They're idiots. Not them, not the people who are saying that, because they're right. But you know what? I mean, people who wanted Ruben Amorim out, fair enough. That's their prerogative. That's their opinion. But at the end of the day, they just expose themselves, man, as dead ball knowledge maniacs. Alex, 7 months ago, Ineos are running this club like a Labour and running the country. Absolute shambles. Also, our ex-players can fuck off as well with their constant pressure on the managers. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sagni, also for Richard confirmed yesterday that Enrique rejecting a PSG contract is fake news. He has a great relationship with the PSG, but no, he's thinking about it, but he will sign a new contract. But Man United could go and get him if they wanted to. They're really serious. He wants to manage in the Premier League. I've heard that. Max, I mean, managing in French league is not like, you know what I mean, the same. I shared the heartbreak, but as a community, we need to vote with our wallets, or not wallets, not put money into their pockets. United as a full evil people, just a midfielder this January, don't want to. If they had a good midfielders, it would also solidify the defense. Our lack of good midfielders is affecting the defense. And guys, the money that they spent on sacking Ruben Amorim, they could have bought Ruben Neves, they could have got Keith Schmidt, they could have got one of those players, Conor Gallagher, they could have got one of those players. The amount of money that we spent on sacking Ruben Amorim, so you know what I mean. Fergie took 3 years to win his first trophy at United. Imagine if they're 4 years. Imagine if they after one season. I mean, all we asked for is the end of the season. Ephraim, Sal, I'm happy to Amorim Outers and formation merchants to see that. Big up, my friend. Big up. Yeah, come to MEC and kill your career. Yeah, that's what it is at the moment. Just got to get results. Simple. We're not going to get results. Results mean prizes. We're not going to get that. Not like this. Let me tell you that right now. I couldn't care less about anyone lower than the owner's board. The head of the club is toxic conversations about managers on IQ. SQ squad half baked. Exactly. As it always has been, as we know. Shakri, you're right, Sal. Amorim Outers are not uttering a word. They have gone silent. You know what they're doing, Shakri? You know what they're doing, my guy? They're actually bringing the Ineos thing onto it, saying, oh, now we need Ineos out because Ineos are the problem. Ineos are the problem. Ruben was a problem, but so is Ineos. That's what they're doing. They're using that old chestnut. Do you know what I mean? Trying to manipulate the masses. Well, we're quite intelligent in this community. We know. You know what I mean? What they're trying to do. They're trying to cover up to the fact that they got made a big mistake against Ruben Amorim, 3 points from fourth place. You know what I mean? Totally feel you, Ray, Sal. We destroyed yet another project, falling for the Glinios trap. Sack and spend on managers to avoid spending on the absolutely. Good morning, Tesfa. How you doing, my friend? Ruben was doing what he can with what he had, with some mistakes, but some idiots thought he was to blame. The board were making all the wrong decisions. For me, it's finished. Yeah, I feel the same as you, Tesfa. Big up. Hope Glazers and Ineos get kicked out of the club soon and F off the new stadium. I mean, if Ineos go, it's going to be a problem for Glazers because the Glazers needed Ineos. They need Ineos, you know. The Glazers have worked overtime to become this hated. Ineos are working double time to show us they are worse than the Glazers. Disgusting. Time is up. They need to forcefully be removed. Agreed. Skulls, Neville, talk shit, all paying their part in destroying this great club of ours. Absolutely, Alex. Absolutely. Remember Ineos, Matmato, best in class, and people fed into that bullshit. Bigger fools than them. Absolutely. At the end of the day, Dale, that comes from someone who doesn't know how to be successful. It's a results business, but you don't get to results unless you're backed, and that's it. And he weren't backed. At the end of the day, you're trying to make an omelette out of bread. That's it. And what it is that he got a 4 out of 10 window. The same players that have been there for 15 years. What the hell? What you trying? The same failures. Can you turn Peter Crouch into Ronaldinho? No, you can't. And there you go. Logic. Max, Fabrizio Romano is saying Carrick is now the front runner, and good luck to us. Paul Scholes and Carrick Neville's. And let's see how many results we get under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and all that and see what we do in the long term. See if we're challenged for the league's craziness. Sometimes you have to take a hit to move forward. People don't understand that. That's why they're not successful. Paul Scholes and Carrick Neville should go and coach until United because they feel they know all. They wouldn't. Exactly. They are among the people who sack Amorim. Amorim's system was never the problem. It's very obvious now. Absolutely. And by the way, we were 3 points from fourth, talking about results. Absolutely. And we only had 2 defeats in 11 games. Exactly, Sal. I am going to refuse to listen to football opinions from Ineos bootlickers, Kenny. Kenny, look, I've been saying it from the beginning. People think I'm just saying that for sound bites and things like that. Do you know what I mean? I've been saying it from the beginning. I've never changed my stance. I've never flip-flopped from it. I never flip-flopped from anything. And I've been saying that at the end of the day. And people don't understand it to this very minute. They don't understand it. They're idiots. Listen, I don't want to say this, but I hope City and Arsenal hammer us as well, put more pressure on the board. I never want us to lose. I would say that. I never want us to lose. You know what I mean? The doubtfuls. Owners of the club show you can sack them. If you guys really want to do it, you have to destroy the club's reputation. Still games the rest. That's what I did a long time ago, mate. You need to research me, mate. I did it a very, very, very long time ago. 20 years ago, I've been doing it. So no need to tell me that, my guy. Ineos are a disgrace. Big up, Jay. No need to disgrace. They are just English version of the Glazers. It's true. Absolutely. Guys, the club needs the total reset. Full sale, all Glenelg's bootlickers banned permanently. All the ex-managers brought back with massive props for trying to bring us glory. Exactly. Amram was the problem, right? To those who were screaming, sack Amram, buckle up. And we are about to get pipped like Bonnie Blue and stories against City and Arsenal. Big up Sovereign. There we go. Del, are you trolling, mate? Because one more, Del, you're going to be blocked, mate. You know what I mean? I'm telling you right now, Del. Mate, if you come on here to troll, you're in the wrong place, mate. This is an intelligent community. We're not here to troll, mate. If you're a fan of the other club, come out with intelligent comments. I don't mind fans of other clubs, but come out with intelligent comments, my guy. Because if you come back to where we belong, you know what I mean? I mean, you don't know your history. You don't know your legacy. You don't know enough about football, mate. You know what I mean? So go back to your barn or well, wherever you are. Debit says, we don't have a manager. We are not buying a midfielder. This is a circus. Tesfa, trust me, we will not qualify. Not now. With whoever they bring, they are a joke. At least with Amarin, we had some kind of identity and game plan. Now it's clueless. Exactly that. And people don't understand that, mate. People don't understand about that. They don't understand about building things, foundations, building foundations and things like that. And here we are. 2 games later, we're worse than we were. I think it's only 3 managers United that won the league, top league. So United's going to take a special manager to get us back. These days, Benny, yes. And it's not going to be Carrick and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Fletcher and people like that. Definitely not. The doubtfuls. Ineos have had a hard job too. I'd give them more time. Wait until, mate, I don't want to hear about giving them more time. I don't want to hear about a stadium. I don't want to hear about any of that stadium. I don't want to hear about that bootlicking stuff. I'll be honest with you. You know what I mean? They should not have facilitated the Glazers. They should not have got into bed with the Glazers. They have stopped a full sale of this football club. They need to be held accountable. They've done, for the last 2 years, they've done more things wrong than they've done right, and they keep making mistakes. So here you go. Ineos, more time. My goodness me. Goodness. This is the problem in the fan base. That lot is so bad. I don't know what's wrong with Cunha. Just shut off the only. But it's just the general thing around Man United. You know, everyone who comes to Man United declines, even though they're good players. Every time they come to Man United, we're on the floor. You know, they go on the floor after a couple of weeks. If this ball got him a goalkeeper early, then that Guernsey game would have been different. Exactly that. Again, even that was on the board. This Amram outer can't comprehend this. They can't, because that's the only thing they can cling on to. That's all they can cling on to. We need a new takeover now, absolutely. I had to watch the Barcelona-Real Madrid game to cleanse my eyes after that chaos. Great game, 3-2 to congratulations to Barcelona, 3-2. Yep. Bigger Afra, what's going on, my friend? We can't recruit any talent or on and off the pitch. It's indeed a far sell. What gets me worse is the so-called fan base working against us from within. God save United. This is a Gary, yeah. Spot on, mate. Spot on. You know what I mean? Spot on. Let's get the petition out to get the board out. Absolutely. We need to do something. Sam. Amram would have transformed United if we only had a better owners and who loved the club. Amram was crying for midfielders and they didn't know. Coach will survive without good midfielders. I mean, at the end of the day, this is what we've been talking about, isn't it? About transfers, how we should have been backed. And this ultimately is the biggest problem at Man United. We have problems at Man United that stem back to 2013-14 when Luke Shaw was playing for Man United. Marcus Rashford was playing for Man United. And we still have those players to this very day. And there lies the problem. Mentality, exactly. Now, I said months ago, that the first thing that should have been done when Ineos walked into this football club is like, okay, let's look at the players we got. How many of those players have been here for the last 5 years? Or just give me a list of the contracts that they have and how long they've been here, starting from the longest, the top, and going down. And all those players who've been there longest should be removed because those players have flattered to deceive, have thrown various managers under the bus for years and years. We all knew this would happen. The problem has always been personnel. The club needs to change how they see this because getting top quality raises standards. Of course it does in any business, mate. Benny, Sal, what I meant by wrong time is under these owners. Yeah, that's what I meant. That's why I asked you, mate. Yeah, big up, Benny. They were never going to back him the way they know we should be. Myself, yourself, and a lot more here are on the same wavelength. We are, Benny. We are. I mean, like, that's why I asked you, what do you mean the board? Because he's the right manager. We just didn't back him. We had the right board, wrong board. But who's going to be the right guy? This is what I'm saying. Who's going to be the right guy? You know, because at the end of the day, we're going to have this board there, and then whoever comes in this football club is going to on the road to nowhere. My biggest fear is that we're going to settle for mediocrity. We're going to get an Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We're going to get a Fletcher. We're going to get a Carrick, and it's just going to be a repetitive cycle again. And where you're going to go years behind, guys. Good afternoon, evening, all Man United fans. Big up, Lingham. How you going? Pathetic yesterday. Our board need to resign. Our club is a shambles. We are shameless. Wilcott's told players Champions League is a priority. Yeah, let's keep that same energy under these interims, shall we? Without midfielders, either of back four or back three will work. Exactly that. Oh, the whole narrative in it about they're all gone quiet now. The tacticos people, haven't they? All those tacticos maniacs, they've gone quiet, haven't they, guys? Sam, Dalot should have scored twice yesterday. That guy isn't improving at all. It was Dorgu that has those chances. It would have been a goal. Dalot should have, yeah, probably, mate. Absolutely. Dalot is a survivor. He will survive the next 4 minutes. He'll survive a nuclear explosion. Sam, Mainu is an average player. He shouldn't be. I mean, look, guys, you know, when you make a noise, let me speak briefly about Mainu. When you make a noise, when you go out there, your brother does all that shenanigans, your sister does all that shenanigans, you like tweets on Instagram yourself, make sure you've got your own bed laid. Make sure you have your own house in order. Make sure you have your own house in order. Because if you come onto that pitch and you give us an average performance like yesterday, which it was an average performance, guys, don't get me twisted about little nice touches, this and that. You're going to get called out, mate. You're going to get called out and you're going to be targeted. You know what I mean? And that's what I would say about that. Useless. Done nothing in the game. Mark, Lacey gave a fresh energy, so obvious the squad needs more new energy starting in the midfield. A disgrace that he got sent off yesterday, by the way. Absolutely disgrace. The referee's an absolute disgrace. You know, he had a little bit of frustration. Just show him a little bit of bloody empathy. Do you know what I mean? Ridiculous. We're building long-term an NW for 13 years. We need new owners with new visions. We know it's not going to change our playing on the field, but we need to start somewhere. The Glazers and Ineos are not football people. Agreed with that, my friend David is spot on. Smash the likes. Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to smash the like. 124 in the house. Big up, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me today, guys. Look, guys, we're passionate. We're annoyed. But I just want to say again, I want to reiterate. You people that are Amram outers, you're entitled to be Amram out. That's up to you. This is a democracy. You can do that. It's up to you. But don't come to me with this Ineos business, this Glaze Ineos out now business, because we were saying that from the start. We told you from the start that Ineos were the problem, the Glaze were the problem, and you were trying to gaslight me into thinking they had a good window in the summer. Some people were trying to gaslight me into saying sorry to Ineos ownership, because we were about to sign Belabor. You remember, like, guys, this is what happened. This is a fact. Bigger Airbus. I'm tired of the same over and over again. How many more managers? As much as they keep sacking, we're not going to win anything, mate. Our own DOF is stabbing the manager. Exactly that. How, guys, absolutely. Mark. Sad to say, Arsenal stuck with Arteta, and it's been taking them 4 or 5 years to do what they are finally in a position to win the league. This board haven't got a clue. Exactly, Mark. Thank you, mate. Exactly that. They stuck with him. You know, there were fans outside the stadium. Arteta out, man. Get him out of my club, man. Get him out of the club. Arteta out. They're making merchandise to get rid of Arteta. But the board remained firm. The board remained firm, and now look at Arsenal. We have no right to banter Arsenal because they did it the right way. They did it the right way. They backed their manager. And you know what? They're feeling the fruits of their labor, ain't they? There you go, guys. Ruben Amram said it himself a few months ago. Arteta was given time. He said it in a press conference. He needed time. We weren't prepared. We shoot ourselves in the foot, guys. We are our own worst enemy. I'm telling you. Forget Ineos and the Glazers. We are our own worst enemy. You know? Absolutely, Mark. So if Carrick ends up in a Champions League position, do Ineos let him go and get in the match? They won't. They'll keep him, mate. But he won't get Champions League. Garrett, big up, morning, brother. I love your passion, Sal. Big up, Garrett. Big up, love, brother. Thank you so much, my friend. Good to see you. Any top coach or manager will be Tuchel or anybody else will take time and money to make this back. Exactly that. Absolutely shocking. Big up, Roy. How can you fire someone and not have a replacement? Because they didn't fire him because of footballing reason. They fired him because he called them out, and that's what it is at the end of the day. Our board is pathetic. We need to beat Man City, which I know it's going to be very difficult. But we have only league games left. Yeah, but it doesn't really matter, guys. Barada ill-advised the Amram recruitment and taking Ashworth to guillotine. Wilcox coming in wants to weird managerial posture, which grated with the SAP manager. It feels very shady and poor. It is, mate. Something we call that as well. I feel for us fans, all we want to see United back and doing well, and the club keeps absolutely, mate. Spot on, of course. Airbus again. Get Dalot, Ugarte, Mount, Shaw, Bruno out of all these players. Have got rid of so many managers. Well, we need a rebuild, don't we? That's one thing I'll say. Parker and Kanchelski signing in, I think it was 91, was the beginning of the good times after us being... we won the FA Cup. We came 1991, obviously. We lost the league title. And we lost the league to Leeds, I think, in 1992. And then, the rest is history. But obviously, Alex Ferguson was allowed, when he came into Man United, to get rid of the drinking culture, get rid of fan favourites like Paul McGrath, Gordon Strachan, and those sort of players. He was allowed to get rid of those. Even got rid of, obviously, Leighton in goal. And even though it hurt Leighton, I remember Jim Leighton and that, and he was very upset. And we ended up, he changed the whole thing, even though it was against the narrative of some of the fans and what they wanted. He was allowed to maneuver and was allowed to do his own thing. Some people didn't want the transfer of Parker. Some people didn't, like, Owen, who's that? And people like that, do you know what I mean? And even when Roy Keane walked in, people saying it's a waste of money. Some people saying it's a waste of money. But he could build his own team, do you know what I mean? And he was allowed to do it. And you know what I mean? And just like, what's the common demeanor here, guys? Not everyone has a sugar daddy. Not everyone has a billionaire. So how do you become successful? You have to look at this. How do you become successful if you have not got a billionaire who's willing to spend money? The only way to do it is being patient. That's the only way. Look at Arteta. You know what I mean? And even Arteta has spent $1 billion, you know? I read something that 1934, we have okay amount of games. I think it's 40 games. Yeah, since then, 1913, 14, it's the last time we had only 40 games in a season. Another record broken by Ineos, by the way. There you go. Another record broken by them. Absolutely. Even now, they are delaying appointment of the intern to make sure the window is got exactly that, Airbus. You're awake, Airbus. You know what I'm talking about. You are awake, my friend. You're awake. Aram outers keep moving the goalposts. Yes. They're narcissists, mate. They're narcissists. They don't want to admit they're wrong. Amram wasn't the right. But Amram wasn't the right guy. But Ineos still need to go. But Amram wasn't the right guy. They just didn't like him and they just wanted him out. Even though, you know what I mean. Afa. We've undone all the good work. There was signs of good green shots. Their merry-go-round has set us back consistently. I feel disenchanted and miserable. Ineos, Wolf, and Shove Coven. You obviously don't tune into me because I haven't said that many times. And we were 3 points from fourth, my guy. 2 defeats in 11 games, which isn't bad. So results weren't that bad, mate. So you're just contradicting yourself. So there you go. Go to bed, Del. Airbus. There won't be many manager bounce because this time players didn't down tools under Amram. Amram was fired for calling out the board and traps. It's exactly that. That's exactly right. Exactly that. I said it when Ineos was linked. What the club check out their record with Nice. It's not impressive in my opinion. Agreed. Absolutely. 50 nights. Speak out, everyone. Let's get to more likes. Come on, guys. Really appreciate everyone in the stream. Dab his ass. Imagine Blue Career asks, I want this, I want that, and then he'll shrugs it off. No, but I want you to play this formation. I want you to play that, but I want a Champions League. We don't care. We want you to play this formation. We want you to play that formation. Go see. A manager bounce happened because players down tools under Jose. Exactly that. And they went on this ridiculous run, didn't they? And you know what I mean? But then you know what happens with that? Leopards don't change their spots, as Roy Keane famously said, and then they end up showing themselves and exposing themselves for who they really are. Do you know what I mean? Eventually. Half of these players aren't even good enough to play for Man United. Absolutely not. Absolutely. Airbus. Yora has been so disappointing this season. He has, but, he's a young lad. We'll give him that. Guys. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. I want United to win every game. But I see United are sliding down the league now. We had the best manager, but now we are saddled. Wilcox is rubbish. Scholes and Neville should just F off. I agree. Guys, goodbye, Darius. You are gone, my guy. You fool. Just talking shit, mate, on my channel. I don't know talking shit on my channel, man. I like proper conversation on this channel. They're idiots. Now we can go somewhere else and no one's going to talk to him now. Issue is Newcastle, Brentford are all picking from now and they have players returning from AFCON and have better squads than United. Exactly that, mate. Exactly that. We are doomed, guys. We are doomed. We are doomed. You just might be Rodney Trotty. Probably is, mate. I don't know. He's gone anyway, mate. I blocked him. I don't want him in the stream, mate. He's an idiot. Big up, Sal. Yesterday's game just showed us how screwed we are with this ownership and how Wilcox and Barada are clueless about what they are doing, and these stupid experiments are at an expense. Exactly that. Yeah, another experiment failed, guys. Another experiment failed, isn't it? Huge. What's going on, my friend Hugh? What's going on? Huge shots. Hugh's Arts. Big up yourself. Hope you're doing well. The Amram Outers are now complaining we are being toxic when we call them out. But when they were when we want the manager out for improving the team and wanting signings, mate, goodness me, they are the biggest hypocrites I've ever seen in my life. Massive hypocrites. They're talking about how can you want Man United to... None of us wanted Man United to lose. And now they're saying that Man United, who was supporting the manager, wanted Man United to lose. They're ridiculous. Big up, LT. Big up, my friend. Yesterday's game just showed us how screwed we are with this ownership and how Wilcox and Barada are clueless about what they are doing, and these stupid experiments are at our expense. Exactly that, mate. Exactly that. Hugh Schultz. The Amram Outers are now complaining we are being toxic when we call them out. I think I read that one. Absolutely. Idiots. I know. Ineos and Glazers are absolutely no hope for football. Glory for Manchester United. We should mount a furious campaign to change the ownership of the club. Now a graveyard for players and managers. Absolutely spot on. Let me just say thank you so much, Sanjeev, for the super chat. Your generosity has no bound. Thank you so much. Is Contrary looking about you? Will you sacrifice you this season if it guarantees Omar Wilcox and get fired? Just asking. No. Why should we? They should just go anyway. Big up, Sanjeev. But no, I think Man United need it. Otherwise, we're going to continue falling. They won't leave anyway. It's a hypothetical scenario. They won't leave anyway. They will still stay at the football club. I would say that. And yeah, that's it. But I would do anything to get the Glazers out. If it guaranteed getting the Glazers out and Ineos, I'll do it. I would say yes, but it's not a guarantee, is it? So I can't really say that. I'd rather us go into Europe and attract better players and get more money, That's one thing I would say, Sanjay. Thank you so much for the super chat, my guy. The only ones that want instant success are the younger supporters who know nothing about the club. Exactly. Being at United for 55 years through relegation. Exactly that, mate. Fair play, mate. Spot on. They should be fired even if we get to Europe. They should be, yeah. They should be. Any manager that can be wrong, man, if it isn't given time and the players to see his vision. Exactly, mate. In any business, it takes time. We need more credit and range in our passes. CM, big up, Box. What's going on? The Glazers are narcissists and Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Yes. Yeah, exactly that. The crazy thing is, under the Glazers, we were incompetent and overpaid, and now we are incompetent and unconfident, which is probably worse. I agree with that. Absolutely. I've had enough of Ineos, David. Me too. and change these clowns in charge of the club. I agree, absolutely. Kenny, Mainu is average, but Dalot was a lot worse. He was, absolutely, he was, of course. LT, everyone crying about the midfielders in January, yet these clowns don't see this when we go to games and pretend to know football. Wilcox especially will be the end of us, these stupid tactics. They don't understand why we play three at the back. They have a very, very short memory syndrome as to what we were under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, even under Jose Mourinho for a period. Under everyone, we were getting slapped up 5-0, 6-1, and things like that. They don't understand that, do they? You know. Manuel Ugarte should join Fenerbahce. He's going Galatasaray, I think. Funnily, he was sacked for calling out the ball to get midfielder when we can see it desperately needed. I mean, and you know what I would say about that Airbus? He didn't insult anyone. He just basically said, they do my job. They do their job. I do my job. That's basically what he said. He didn't say anything insulting. I don't see anything wrong with that. I really don't see anything wrong with what he said. They do their job. I do my job. Samuel, referees being in the limelight by sending off players. Idiot. That referee, I said it from the beginning. I bet he's going to send off someone. I said it. I'd rather watch AFCON semi-finals than Mickey Mouse Cup semi-finals. Exactly that, Kenny. I've enjoyed the AFCON. Vix, I am done with the team. We are going to get slammed in the next 5 games, looking at 3 points. We got Man City, then we got Arsenal. I think we got Tottenham coming up as well, if I'm not wrong. Samuel, Ineos and the Glazers are like the cockroaches, and we're stepped on in men black. Yes. Yeah. Better. The cockroaches are better looking. Get the derby counted on more home games. That's exactly what we should do, of course. But we're not. We're just going to sing, we want Glazers out. Say, we want Glazers out. Hip the hop, the hippity hippity, hip the hop, the don't stop, the boogity boogity bee. That's what we do. Airbus. Worst part is United was improving finally. If only Amram was given the season at least. This whole mid-season sacking, we have already seen it. Can't deal with another 15th place again. I know, mate. We are good, mate. A lot. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. I see no light at the end of the tunnel, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news. You know, Sal. I think he's a Tottenham wanker. I think he's a Tottenham wanker. To be honest with you, he's an idiot. Anyone who comes on this channel who doesn't have a constructive opinion, right? Let me just tell you this: anyone who comes to this channel just to be an irritant, right? We got a great community. I think I've got a fantastic community here. And to be honest with you, I would answer everyone. I would give everyone the time. Even if I disagree, I'll give everyone the time. And I'll read everyone's comments. You know what I mean? I'm nobody, guys. Manchester United is far bigger than me, right? At the end of the day. And that's what I've always said. And I remain on that stance. I'm a humble guy from Leytonstone. But what I would say, if anyone wants to come on here, right, and be irritable and trying to banter this football club and laughing emojis and saying stupid things and just trying to irritate me, they will be blocked, unfortunately. And they lost their platform. They lost their chance to speak to me. And that's it. Exactly. We need to finish the season. Absolutely. Absolutely. Wilcox is shameless. Don't worry, Box. We'll get there, mate, guys. We get there, guys. Absolutely. Absolutely. Sal, did you see Nicky and Paul next to Ferguson? I did. And what I would say about that is that what they're going to say about standards now. What they're going to say about standard now. They need to talk to me about standards now. Their DNA and stuff. Dave, Judas Jim Ratcliffe should hold his head in shame. What he's done to this football club. Absolutely. Coco, my guy, thank you so much for the super chat. You're an absolute diamond, a legend. Thank you, mate. You know what? This community holds no bounds, mate. Keep doing what you're doing, Sal. You're fighting the right fight. Thank you so much, my friend Coco. You too, mate. We're in it together, mate. We're in it together, and we're not going to give in. Absolutely not. We're not going to give in, guys. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Guys, thank you, everyone who's joined me today. Really appreciate you, of course. Big up those people who supported the channel, gave me a super chat and all that. I really appreciate you. You're absolute legends, of course. Thank you, Coco. And thank you, Sanjeev, of course, who gave me a super chat as well. But thank you, everyone who supports the channel, for everyone who comes on it every single morning. I will be back later on for Chatterbox, guys. I will be. And, guys, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash a like on the video, put your notifications on, all that jazz. It'd be absolutely fantastic. If you guys could do that for me, that'd be absolutely brilliant. Of course, guys. Look, guys, all I can say is this. Ruben Amram out as you got your way. Please stop moving the goalposts. Steve, please stop bringing Ineos and Glazers into this because you wanted this. And by you wanting Amram out, you were an Ineos bootlicker. It's as simple as that, right? Because you should have targeted Ineos and the Glazers from the beginning, but you decided to target the manager. That's what you did. That's not me saying that. That's, you did it at the end of the day. And this is what I'm talking about, guys. You reap what you sow. You made your bed, go and lay in it. And that's all I can say about these bootlickers at the end of the day. This get Ineos out of my club thing now from Ruben Aram Alters is just a defensive mechanism, and they're trying to cover up their silly opinions, right? We had results. We were 3 points from fourth, and it wasn't doom and gloom as people think. They want to change history, and they want to do that. Unfortunately, it's been done, and the only thing that we can do now is move on as a football club. That's the only thing we can do now. Like I said, we need to put pressure on Ineos. We need to put pressure on the Glazers. This is why I was talking about Luis Enrique, and I was talking about, obviously, De Zerbi and managers like that Man United need to target, because at the end of the day, we should not let them off the hook, and we should not just accept mediocrity. We should not do it, guys. We need to fight. We need to fight, and I will continue fighting the good fight, guys. No matter where I'm in the world, I will do it. Guys, you are legends. You are the reason. Thank you so much. And I will be back later on for Chatterbox, guys. Hopefully some good news coming up. We never know. We haven't had good news for a while, have we? Thank you, guys. And don't forget to smash a like on the way out if you haven't already. Take it easy, guys. See you soon. Peace.